Hello dear students, I am Ms. Rasa Lakhotia. Welcome you all in this biology class today. Today we will start with a new chapter, Why Do We Fall Ill? This is chapter 13 from your NCERT book. Okay. So dear students, like you all have learned in your previous grades, okay, or in the lower classes that what cell is. Yes, cell is the structural and functional unit of living organisms. Okay. So like cell, it is a complex structure. It keeps functioning all the time, okay. Like there are new cells being formed, a cell is being repaired all the time, okay. Like some or the other thing, it keeps happening in the cell. Like cell also it's composed of like various chemicals, as you all know, proteins, fats, carbohydrates, lipids and so on, okay. So it is a dynamic place. Cell is a dynamic place, okay. Something or the other thing is happening inside the cell, and cell, different groups of cells, as you all know, forms tissues, different group of tissues forms organ systems and all. So there are various organ systems inside our body, circulatory system, respiratory system, like our heart is always functioning, our lungs always breathing, kidneys always filtering the blood, brain it is always thinking, isn't it? So all the functions of these organs are interconnected. Like for example, if kidney stops for doing its function properly, what happens? Like if kidney stops filtering the blood, brain will not be able to think properly, isn't it? So all of these organs are interconnected, and all of their functions, it depends upon function of one organ depends upon the function of another organ, okay. So anything that prevents proper functioning of cells and tissues will lead to a lack of proper activity of the body, okay. So in this context, in this chapter we will learn about the notions of health and diseases, okay. So what is health? Health generally means what? Free from illness or disease, injury or pain, or lack of physical fitness. This is how, like in general, we say what health is, isn't it? So it is also defined as a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being. Like being healthy only doesn't mean that you don't have any injuries in your body or you are not suffering from any illness and all, okay. Being healthy means you should be physically, mentally, socially active. Like if I take an example, like for your grandmother, for her to be in a good condition or to be well, it means what? Like maybe if she is able to go to the market, she is, like for her, she is healthy. And like for you all, like if you pay attention in the class, like I am teaching you all right now, yes, if you are interested in this lesson, that means what? You are healthy, you are happy, you are healthy, you are active, isn't it? But if you are feeling lazy, boring, or if you are not willing to watch this video, it means what? You are not healthy, okay, or you are not in a good condition. Maybe you are not healthy, okay. So factors to achieve good health, what can you see in this picture? Okay, so okay, in the next slide I will show you what this picture means. So just you assume what all this means, like what all these pictures tell you in order to achieve a good health. So it means what? Okay, so to achieve a good health, you should have a proper food, you should have a balanced diet. To be healthy individual, food and diet is very important, okay. Next is exercise. You all should be exercising regularly in order to be healthy and fit. Other is family and friends. Like you should be a happy member of your family, you should keep your family's friends happy, you should be socially active. You should have a proper sleep, okay, at least 8 hours sleep is must for all of you all. Next is stress management. All your stress, tensions, anxiety, you should be able to manage it properly, only then you will be called as a healthy individual, okay. So there are important characteristics of a person to have good health, okay. So what are those? Free from sickness and disease. Obviously to be healthy means you should not be having any disease or any illness, okay. Next is free from unnecessary anxiety. You should not be having any anxiety within yourself, only then you will be called as healthy individual, and you should be free from social and psychological tensions, okay. You should not be having any sorts of tensions within your mind. Next is self-confidence. You all should be confident all the time. You should be feeling joy in living. Like as I said, you should enjoy each and every moment of your life, okay. And ability to work efficiently and at its best. So if you have all these characteristic features, means you are healthy or you are in a good health, okay. So as I told you, health is a state of physical, mental and social well-being. And what are the different importance of having a good health? If you have a good health, you will have good physical and social environment, you will have good economic conditions, okay, and you will have social equality and harmony. Harmony means peace, okay. So there are some differences between health and disease free. Like healthy doesn't only means disease free. So what are the differences, major differences between being healthy, being disease free, okay. So first is healthy means it is a state of physical, mental and social well-being, as I told you earlier. Disease free means it is a state of absence from diseases. That means you don't have any kind of sickness inside your body. No germs has affected your organs or your body, okay. Next is healthy refers to the individual physical and social environment, and disease free it refers only to the individual. It doesn't relate to social or physical environment, okay. And healthy means the individual has good health, and disease free means the individual may have good health or poor health. Like disease free doesn't mean that you are healthy, okay. To be healthy you need to have all these conditions in a good manner. And healthy means like health, it is spread through some agencies such as air, food, contact, insects, etc. But disease free, like they do not get spread through any kind of agencies, okay. So here we will learn about disease and its causes. So how are disease caused, what is a disease and how are it caused, okay. So when a person is affected by a disease, what happens, either the normal functioning or the appearance of one or more systems of the body changes for the worse, okay. Like these changes give rise to signs of the disease called symptoms. Like if somebody is infected with some of the germs, or if you have some, like what do you say, if you have some diseases, what happens, like you will have certain symptoms, okay. Like looking at those symptoms or on the basis of the symptoms, like generally what happens, if you develop some symptoms, you go to the physician or the doctor, yes. So on the basis of your symptoms, the physicians, they look for the signs of a particular disease and they conduct different tests to confirm the diseases, okay. If you have certain symptoms, doctor will diagnose you. On the basis of that, he will or she will ask you to perform certain tests, and only then they will come to a conclusion that from what kind of disease you are suffering, okay. So there are 4 different kinds of diseases. First is acute disease, second one chronic diseases, third one non-infectious disease, these are also known as non-communicable disease, and the fourth one is the infectious disease or communicable diseases, okay. So what do you mean by acute disease? So acute disease are the disease which last only for a shorter period of time and they doesn't have a long term effect on your health, okay. Such kind of diseases are known as acute disease. For example, cough and cold, these are the common kind of acute diseases. Like if you are suffering from a common cold, what are the symptoms that you may have? Fever, yes, like more than 100 degree Fahrenheit, like 100 degree Fahrenheit or more than that. You will have aches in your body, chills, and that can't be explained, okay. Tiredness, okay, it may be sudden or extreme tiredness, and certain symptoms like severe, like they come without warning. Such kind of symptoms you develop when you are suffering from common cold. Next is typhoid, okay. These are the kind of acute diseases that I am discussing. So what happens in case of typhoid? You will have loss of appetite, fever, nausea, that means tendency of vomiting, abdominal cramps, diarrhea, okay, all this happens in case of typhoid. These are the common symptoms, and it generally gets transferred through contaminated food and water, okay. Next is chronic disease. So these are the disease which last for a long time and has long term drastic effect on health, okay. Such kind of disease that remain for a longer period of time is known as chronic disease. One such example is encephalitis, okay. So tuberculosis of lungs is another kind of chronic disease, okay. And the skin cancer on face, this is also an example of chronic disease. So the third one is infectious or communicable disease. So disease which is spread from an infected person to a healthy person through different ways, like through air, water, food, vectors, physical contact or sexual contact. Such kind of diseases are known as infectious or communicable disease. Some examples are common cold, chicken pox, measles, typhoid, cholera, tuberculosis, malaria, AIDS. All these are the examples of tuberculosis. That means if a person is suffering from these diseases, that it can get transferred from that individual to a healthy individual, okay. And non-infectious or non-communicable disease means disease which are not spread from an infected person to a healthy person. Like if an individual is suffering from a non-communicable disease, so that disease cannot be transferred from that individual to a healthy person. So examples of non-communicable diseases are beriberi, rickets, scurvy, night blindness, diabetes, cancer, high blood pressures. All these are the examples of non-infectious disease or non-communicable disease. So what are the various causes of disease? As we are talking about disease, means there are some causes of diseases, yes. So what are those? Like pathogens, like these are the disease causing germs. Pathogen means disease causing germs, okay. Like virus, bacteria, fungi, protozoans or worms. All these are one of the causes of disease. Other is genetic disorders. There may be some changes in your disease genes, like that you may get inherited from your parents, or due to some other environmental factors and all, there may be some changes in your genes, okay. That genetic disorder may also lead to certain diseases. Other is environmental pollution. Different pollutions that occurs in the environment may also cause various diseases. Malfunctioning of body parts, as I discussed earlier also, like if any part of your body stops functioning, or if any organ doesn't function properly, if your cells doesn't function properly, what happens? Disease may be caused. And poor health and undernourishment, if you don't intake proper food, if you don't take proper amount of nourishment, what happens? There will be diseases occurred in your body, okay. Next, infectious disease, like as I already told you, disease that can be spread from one individual to one infected individual to a healthy person or healthy individual are called infectious disease. And infectious disease are caused by pathogens, like organisms which cause diseases, virus and all, and vectors. Infectious disease can also be caused with the help of vectors. Vectors are the organisms which spread the diseases, okay. So here is a table in which you can see different infectious agents and disease caused by those agents, okay. Like number one is viruses. Viruses can cause diseases like common cold, influenza, measles, mumps, chicken pox, AIDS, hepatitis B, etc. And nowadays very common, because of which we are all staying at home, maintaining social distancing. What is that? Yes, coronavirus. Yes, it is also a virus that causes diseases, okay. Next is bacteria. It causes diseases like cholera, typhoid, tuberculosis, tetanus, anthrax, food poisoning, etc. okay. The third one, fungi. Fungi generally causes skin infections, okay. The fourth one is protozoans. So protozoans, they cause diseases like malaria, Kala-Azar, amoebic dysentery, sleeping sickness. These are the diseases caused by protozoans. And the last one, worms. Okay, worms generally cause intestinal infections, elephantiasis, etc. Okay. So here are some pictures of infectious agents. This is how virus look. Okay. Next is ringworm. It causes skin disease and all. Okay, this is how it looks, microscopic structure. This is how a bacteria looks. It has different shapes. This is one of the shape of a bacteria. This is Staphylococcus bacteria, which causes acne or pimples. Okay, and this is how a protozoan looks. Next is the organism that causes black fever or Kala-Azar. Kala-Azar is also known as black fever. Okay, and this is an example of Ascaris or the worm. Okay, that may cause intestinal disorders and all. So next, non-infectious disease, as I told you, the disease which do not spread from one person to another. Such kind of disease are known as non-infectious disease or non-communicable diseases. And these are also of various types. Okay, like first one is deficiency disease, causes by deficiency of nutrients and hormones. If there is deficiency of some nutrients or some hormones inside your body, it may lead to certain disease. Okay, like diabetes, scurvy. I hope you all know what deficiency of which hormone causes diabetes. So what's that? Yes, that is insulin. Okay, and if there is a deficiency of insulin in your body, what happens? Diabetes may occur. Okay, next is allergic. So when body is hypersensitive to foreign elements, so it also leads to allergic conditions. For example, asthma. If certain foreign substances or materials it goes inside your body, what happens? There may be some allergic conditions. Okay, that is also a sort of non-communicable disease. Third one, cancer. How cancer occurs? By uncontrolled growth of certain tissues. If there are some uncontrolled growth of certain tissues inside your body, inside the body of an individual, cancer occurs. Okay. Next is mental disorders like depression, anxiety, stress. Okay. And addiction like alcohol, drugs. If somebody is addicted to alcohol and drugs, okay, there may be some diseases that occurs inside the body. And degenerative, that is malfunctioning of important organs. There are several organs inside your body. So if any of the organ stops functioning or malfunctions, it leads to diseases. Okay, for example, heart disease and all. So all these are the disease or types of disease that cannot be transferred from one individual to the other individual. Okay, so these are the types of non-infectious diseases. So dear students, this is all for today. I hope you all came to know what are the difference between being healthy and being disease free. In the next context, we'll learn more about disease and like how to prevent ourselves from diseases. Till then, thank you.